I'm in Salad and I saw Born on the 4th of July. It is directed by Oliver Stone. Features Tom Cruise. And every time a firecracker goes off, I have Vietnam War flashbacks. This is sponsored by my Linktree. You can see me underneath all of this at my Linktree. NSW, check it out. The movie starts, we're following Kovic. I wouldn't say he really appreciates his life right now. He's in prom, he has like a friend group who's alive, and they're just kind of bickering about a bunch of stuff, such as, oh, it's the prom, who are you gonna take to the prom? Me seeing the dance at the prom, I didn't relate to that. I honestly was like, yeah, I understand that here we are watching this teenager who wants to aspire to go to Vietnam War, is watching all of this TV. Reagan's like, what? Don't ask what the country can do for you. Ask yourself what you can do for the country. And he's like, oh, I'm totally swept in. I gotta go to Vietnam. Here we have just seeing a slow dance of him in prom. And I'm just like, yeah, I get it. It's gonna have a bad time. Heard of Vietnam. My biological father actually was in Nam. He lied about his age. He's like actually 16, and he saw a bunch of things that messed him up, leading to starting a cycle of abuse. Yeah, you know what he did? He had PTSD flashbacks and beat my mom. Heckin' yeah, that's what Vietnam does. Kids, don't go to Nam. A lot of kids were duped in Nam. Seeing his experiences with Nam, his experiences with training. He joined the Marines, by the way. He was like, okay, I gotta prove I'm a man. I gotta prove I'm a man, and I'm gonna serve my time in Nam. All right, this is how I become a man. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of putting your self-worth towards serving a country. Put your self-worth towards yourself, because if you put your self-worth in a country, then people who don't agree with the country's decisions aren't going to like you, and then you're going to be very, very sad. I'm jumping ahead of myself a little bit, but I do like the shots of the silhouette. Oh, beautiful orange sky, silhouette soldiers coming to the camera, and there's like silhouettes with different gradients of gray on it, which is awesome. I love this shot, and it's showing him with a platoon in a really wartime, in a war-torn Vietnam. He's shooting at some soldiers. Clearly, there's some dudes saying like, don't shoot, and then some dudes start shooting, and I'm like, I don't know, you jumped at your opportunity, man. You really want to shoot when someone says, do not shoot? What, shoot, please shoot, no. This guy pulled the triggers too soon, caused a bunch of villagers to die, and I did enjoy seeing the guys who did end up shooting that big old house with a full of villagers, and a bunch of villagers died. I did enjoy seeing the reaction, their sorrow. I also felt it gut-wrenching, leaving the baby behind. I was like, oh my goodness, what? And then there's more shooting. Wow, they're the guys that they're fighting against, wow, they're here and they're shooting more, and it's a big old commotion. Friend dies, Kovic's friend has died, and it's like, man, you did this. And he knows it. And I felt it. I saw it happen. I totally saw it. He killed his friend, and he has to live with that for the rest of his life. Right? So we got bummer in his life 1 out of many throughout this movie. After he has served his time, he gets paralyzed from the chest down, and he's being taken care of in a terrible hospital. I mean, terrible. I feel so bad for him. I feel bad for everyone in this hospital. The doctors don't care. They're like, I'm gonna get with you, okay? And then like, they totally neglect the patients towards like when he's, oh, okay, I can definitely walk again. He gets really cocky in the physical therapy session, and he breaks his leg and he has to sit in the bed, and he's sitting in the bed, and they totally neglect him some more, and he's in a terrible state right now. I cannot imagine what it is like to be him then and there. It feels terrible. Feels like these Vietnam War flashback shots, honestly. Also, speaking of Vietnam War flashbacks, there's this parade for like Vietnam veterans when he goes to when he's young, and there's some fireworks, and there's a good detail of like there's an elderly man in a wheelchair, and he flinches at the fireworks, and he's like starting to freak out. And I'm like, holy shit, that's a great detail. Eventually though, he goes home. Personally, I was like, wait, I thought you'd be dead. No one's taking care of, okay, you're just gonna jump to when now he's at home. He misses his home, which I like and appreciate. However, his brother's like, you don't understand, you suck. I'm like, what? He lost his legs. Oh, you don't physically see his legs being gone? He lost a feeling, he lost all feeling, okay? Dude, stop being so insensitive. You don't understand what's going on. You know what this reminds me of? Tumblr SJWs. Man, Tumblr isn't a thing anymore. And that brother's reaction reminded me of that. Not only is he getting disrespected from his family, he's getting disrespected by the public, who's like, you served in Vietnam. Because I hate what the country did to you, so I'm gonna punish you. And it's like, he's a victim too. I mean, he got duped into doing it by the government, and the government is just here to be like, oh, I don't care about you. No way. I'm also thinking like, dude, what is up with all these people? Be like, I'm not gonna totally respect these people. No, I hate respect. Instead, get wrecked. No. Social outcasts. I mean, of course, there's also protestings happening of the Vietnam War. And it does beat a lady, pretty nice lady, has a nice little time with her. And then she totally wrecks him. And it's like, he cannot get at all, and he wins. He's not winning. He chose the losing path in life. I feel bad for him. At the same time, I kinda don't. Mainly in the fact that he chooses instead to go back to his family that disrespects him, mainly because I think it's all he knows. It's all he knows, and it's all he knows to do, and I'm just sad for him. This movie makes me sad. By around like the third act, I just felt like this movie lost me. It was too slow. The pacing was a little bit too slow for me. I do remember all of the emotional beats. And in the third act, it definitely felt like, okay, I understand being more intimate with the dialogue and extending the dialogue out and being more intimate and letting the scene breathe, basically. At a certain point, I'm like, okay. I mean, I can kind of see where this is going. Although I didn't see was that he was actually going to be this leader of the anti-Vietnam movement, and he's doing good. He's like on cameras and such. He also gets to finally talk to the father and the mother of the guy that he killed, and was like, I think I killed your son. And then they get super angry. And like, girl, I hate you. And it's like, you don't understand. You don't understand. No one will understand you, guy. This movie just made me think that no one will ever understand this guy, or you, fully. They'll make some sort of interpretation of the events that you're describing, whether it's close to what you're describing or not, and then we'll form an opinion based on that, and will totally exile you, no questions asked. This movie is sad, very sad. Made me think about very serious things, about looking at this movie and seeing the disrespect that these veterans got after coming back from the war. Gave me perspective on why my dad drank and smoked himself to death. Very understandable. I feel bad. I feel bad for Vietnam veterans who got this mistreatment. Man, even the hype around World War I and II, I feel like there's more respect towards those veterans than the Vietnam War veterans. And I think it's overall because the public is like, yeah, well, we see that you did this for money and for pride or something, or at least that's what I interpret it as. You did all this for pride. None of this for helping save a bunch of people from being in gas chambers, or helping a bunch of these countries from totally imploding and establishing new boundaries and territories as a result. No, this is just some petty war The public knows that, and it's totally exiled out of people's brains. Whenever you try to talk to them about the Vietnam War, it's like, when was that? Was that the 1860s? It's like, it was literally the 1960s and 70s. Movie made me sad. Made me more anti-war. I'm like heavily anti-war just because I think it's kind of useless and pointless at this moment in time, mainly because what wars are there? They're mostly being manufactured. Everyone's on the internet now, except for people who are literally impoverished and starving. What wars are there to be? If you know of any wars, except for Afghanistan, Iraq war, yeah, those wars exist. The war on Russia, I don't care. I don't care, I'm just here to watch movies. Whatever politics stuff. I don't care about politics. Because I don't care about politics, but I do appreciate the story about the war and the unfortunate victims. The veterans are the victims in the story. And the storytelling was great, but I felt like it was a bit too long for me. I gotta give this movie like a solid 7.7 out of 10. Get out of here, mosquitoes. If you like this review, watch another one. YouTube really likes it. You can also like, comment, subscribe, share this video with everyone you know. The ultimate goal of this channel is for me to become an expert movie reviewer. So if I haven't reviewed it on a channel, there's a chance I haven't even seen it at all. Like to request a movie in the comments below, you can do that. You can fast track the movie review, patreon.com/ASEPresents for $20 a month for one movie review per 1 month. Or $3 a month, how to draw Pokemon tutorials posted there early and first, all at patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all these daily movie reviews, you can go to this link tree, find the way that you can help support the daily grind of all these daily movie reviews. So you can go here. And until next time, mint salad, I'll see you later, my sad croutons and big bits. Oh, you know what else I forgot? Man, there was this lady. She's like, oh, God will punish you. God, I won't forgive you. That's up for the Lord to forgive you. And I'm like, lady, haven't you read the Bible? Haven't you read that maybe you're supposed to be Christ-like? You're supposed to act in the ways of Christ? You know what he does? He forgives. You have to forgive him. Forgive him. Forgive him for killing your son. It was a mistake. It was an accident. I will never, ever forgive you. That's for the Lord. No, you're supposed to forgive him. You're going to hell, lady. Just like these mosquitoes are going to hell. All right, quick rant over.